Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Talking Pluribus. Phil's recap and review. Episode 7, The Gap. The reaction and breakdown. We're going to get all into this episode. And wow, I have to watch my back to make sure I don't get impaled by some nail tree. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that can kill you in The Gap. Which is funny that I kind of looked into The Gap before I realized that this episode was called that, when we thought that Mano was going to go from Paraguay to New Mexico. He had to do this situation. And it's interesting that they made it part of the episode and they had everyone warning him and all that, because it is a arduous path. There is some other paths that he could have gone. He could have got a boat, but that's beside the point. I'm not alone tonight. I have with me the live chat. We got Mark A. Houston. We got Daryl. We got Haymaker. We got DJ. We got, Phil the Issues guys in the chat. That asshole. Screw him. We got Jim. We got Miss Coconuts. We got all of our good friends. And Daryl. That dude is so stubborn. And we're going to get all up in him, because I thought it was really kind of cool that we got down on his story tonight and got in it. And that totally progressed everything and started to bring things together. And I'm very excited for this. But if you haven't already and this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you've been here a lot, share this out to a few people. Help us get to as many people as we can as we break down and rip apart this episode and dive inside the world of Pluribus. I'm very excited to talk about this episode. And hi, everybody. What's up, Mark A. Houston? I'm not going to rush this damn process tonight. Definitely not rushing the process. I'm not like Manos. He didn't rush the process either. That's an example of someone that maybe should have rushed the process. I don't know. But again, we'll get into his whole situation in a second here. I just have to fix one video thing here. Let's change this. There we go. That's better. That's better. Then I don't have to worry about the focus going off in the middle of the show, and then I get all tripped out. Let's get in the chat for a second here. We got Daryl says Carol gets on my nerves. I'm gonna have some fun with the Carol. So keep saying the word Carol as much as you can tonight. So it'll keep me smiling and shining, knowing that I can always count on you in the chat. Carol gets on my nerves, taking jabs at the hive mind. They can't control what they are. Leave them alone. But I also think an important part. Well, let me stop here for a second, because I need to cut this intro. This is my babbly YouTube intro, but for the podcast, the Talking Pluribus podcast, I'm cutting all the hello to you guys stuff. So I have to start the discussion officially here, and be like, hi, I'm starting the discussion now. So I can cut this and edit this later. So if you're watching the YouTube video, you get the actual unedited nonsense. And if you listen to the podcast, you get a little extra stuff that I'm pre-recording before the episode starts. I mean, it's only a few seconds, but if Joe's here, it'll be longer, but I don't think Joe's joining us tonight. DJ's cracking me up in the message here. But I don't think Joe will be joining us tonight. But when Joe does join us on the audio cast, I'll record a 5-minute brief intro. So I think you might just have to deal with me tonight, but we have a voicemail or a call-in line. If you want to join in the discussion, you can call in at 781-990-8509. Again, that's 990-8509, 781. I just rescinded back to olden times, and you didn't have to give an area code before you give your phone number. My phone number is 555-555-5555. We all want Joe. It's not as much fun when Joe isn't here, but if Joe isn't here right now, he's likely not coming. But we'll see if I have the window open, and we'll see if he pops his little Joestress in at some point in time tonight. If he isn't here tonight, it's because he's been fighting. He was sick. As people know, last week he was sick, and if he's not here tonight, he is still a bit sick. So make sure you keep your Joe emojis in the live chat. We get 2 of them. And Joe will definitely be back before the end of the season. And if he is sick for the rest of Pluribus, he will be back for House of the Dragon. I mean, not House of the Dragon, Night of the Seven Kingdoms at the end of January. Joe would have especially hated this episode, I think. I think we can anticipate in the live chat. We could create an AI to create what Joe would possibly have thought of this episode. And if I have a couple of drinks later, we may play that game. We'll see. But as I'm pausing just to give myself an editing spot, let's get into this episode. So This was just an amazing, fun time of Carol just kind of getting to the point of testing the waters of how it feels to be alone, what she could do in a world alone to try to entertain herself. And I like how throughout the process and throughout the focus of this episode, we see the whole entire journey of Carol's way of handling this and way of feeling about all this, the way of gathering all the things that she thinks will give herself joy, and also really depending on the Howard Hamlin hotline to deliver on that stuff. You can really feel without her having to say it. This show is a king of showing, not telling. Obviously, there's not a lot of dialogue on this show, so it doesn't give you an opportunity to tell us what's going on. But it absolutely masters the act of showing us stuff. And this episode truly dove deep into Carol as a person and understanding her a bit more and seeing what makes and it all leading up to that big emotional moment at the end where Zosha returns. I actually thought that might have been Mano there showing up or them showing up with him in that moment, but instead it was Zosha, and which makes sense. She's like the second lead of the show. It makes sense that she would be there tonight, or that she would show up because she's missed a couple of episodes. But I thought this was just an excellent journey for both characters. But starting here with Carol, it was for half of it. It was like Ferris Bueller's Day Off with Carol, like Carol fucking off, having her adventure, lighting off fireworks, having gourmet dinners, having the perfect product placement. Where the Gatorade gets that. I mean, Vince, I know you got to pay the bills, but that was like. That was the most obvious product placement since Wayne's World. It was great. It was just like, oh, dun, 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 dun. You go to the Cabana Bay at Universal. You know, it was just, this show is sponsored by the Cabana Bay. If you want to lay in a lazy river and sip a tropical drink while looking at a volcano shooting out water, stay at the Cabana Bay. No, I mean, it was fun though, but we got another drone. We got the return of the drone, which, and we get Carol humming all night. You know, it's the end of the world. And someone said it earlier. I forget who said it earlier, but I want to give damn credit to who the hell said it. But I think it might have been Jim. Yeah, it was the musical episode. It wasn't quite like a Buffy or a Scrubs situation, but we did Carol. Not narrated, musical narration is scored. Would that be the correct? Would that be the correct expression? What would musical commentary be? Would it, or narration? Would musical narration just still be narration? It'd just be musical? Either way, she definitely kept the theme and the vibe of how she was feeling throughout the episode through her songs and all the kind of situations that I thought was really well done and really fun. We've got our first text message of the night, and we've got from 213. I think the happy hive mind is actually God. Therefore, I don't know why I said it like that. The Blues Brothers way. Therefore, there must be an anti-God. Maybe the wolves will bite someone and spread the Satan hive mind. I think that is amazing where your mind is going, and I think this show increases creative thought. I also want to send some special love out to our good buddy in listening to the podcast, Camaro Gary. Thank you, Camaro Gary, for your messages and for your theories and thoughts, and sending you lots of awesome vibes. And thank you for checking out the show and being part of our amazing group of folks analyzing and talking about the show, or feeling like Joe did last week and adding gasoline pee to our party. Either way, it's fun. It's fun. Sometimes talking to Joe helps me refocus how much I feel something about, you know, like if I'm just lukewarm about something and he's going full on you, you're like, okay, I'll give in. But no, not with this, because this is maybe not a show for everybody. I understand some people's perspectives that have legitimate, criticisms and gripes, Joe being one of them. But it's, for me, this show is eye and sense candy. And it wouldn't matter if it was a Vince Gilligan show. This would be the type of show that I would like and would end up getting canceled because I was the only person that watched it. This is my type of thing. Thank you. Zach, there's a few things he doesn't. Zach, in our chat, he's a Lego maniac. He's a chatting maniac. Zach, I'm sorry, Zach. We get Pixie, the amazing Pixie in the live chat. Phil's Dr. Seuss. I am rhyming and I don't. I am a poet and I don't. Now I can't do it. Now I've suddenly stopped. We're now going in C minor. It's the saddest of all keys, Ian. Gatorade with sugar, not the fake stuff. And I want it ice cold. I didn't say lukewarm. I didn't say tepid. I want it cold. Freaking cold. What are you doing to me? Gatorade is thirst aid for that deep down body thirst, but it needs to be cold to work. Yeah, and she went some Georgia on your mind there too. It is the end of the world. I do feel fine. And you can tell I watched Caddyshack about a month ago. It's funny that she was singing the Caddyshack song as she was smashing stuff with her golf clubs as well. Monty says, I love it, and I haven't watched any Vince Gilligan shows before. And I think I saw someone else in the chat earlier who had said that, Coconut earlier. I know this is her first experience in a Vince Gilligan show as well, and she's enjoying the saturation of it all too. Pixie, I could be so lucky. Sonic, this was one of my favorite of the season as well. I think these last 2 episodes have really brought it up to another level for me. This episode especially, the intensity, the way that I haven't got to Mono yet, and I will in a moment here before we get into our recap. But it's really hot in here. The downstairs people have the heat on. Very hot right now. It's getting hot in here, and I might have to take off. I might have to take off part of my clothes. But we will get a recap here. We got the wonderful Jay in the live chat. Hey Jay, good to see you, buddy. Instead of a gopher, they had a bison. They also had a very, very, very suspicious rabbit. Did you see the suspicious rabbit, or was that a gopher and I misread the situation? But we did see the buffalo. Was the buffalo or a bull? I don't know. I'm full of bull. The bison, the bull, whatever. But correct me if I'm wrong, just to go there for a second, because people that have been listening to me or listening to us here since the beginning of the season know that one thing I'm annoying about, well, let's be honest, there's several things I'm annoying about, but one thing I've been extra annoying about is the animal situation. And I'm not talking about, I don't have my cup tonight. I'm not talking about Animal playing drums, Animal eat drums. I'm talking about the animals. Where are the animals? Joe's been a little tippet on the animals too. So it is interesting to me that bison, that bull, that whatever the fuck, and Mr. Rabbit Pants and Bugs Bunny, Babs Rabbit, Roger, whoever the fucking little asshole in the corner sitting there watching Carol, it seemed like those animals were in the hive mind. They seemed like they were pluribs. I don't know. It could be a did they just sit there and watch golf? Is that where they're just choosing to hang out? I don't know. That was suspicious to me. It was a suspicious bunny. Maybe I've watched too many Looney Tunes cartoons. Maybe that's the problem. The problem could be that. I could accept that. That is partially the issue. That most of my logic-based mindset comes from Looney Tunes cartoons and Tom and Jerry. So, therefore, I'm probably not the best person to talk about anything except for, I don't know, drums. Yeah, Follow the White Rabbit. That was Bugs Bunny. Made a wrong turn in I made a wrong turn in Albuquerque. Maybe that was a cameo there. Those are a Pink Floyd rabbit. Cats do like to watch basketball. You should. It's definitely Wabbit season. I was like, am I allowed to play this message? Oh, yes. I'm sorry. No, I'm not going to read that. It's duck. No, it's rabbit season. It's duck season. Rabbit season. Duck season. Rabbit season. Duck season. Oh, God. Okay, so let's get a little bit into the second half of this story. We're obviously going to break down this episode scene by scene. But let's talk a little bit about our secondary character. Because tonight we didn't just get a cameo or a few moments from Mono. We got him as a full, at least half the episode. I don't know what the exact cut was, but it felt like he got equal amount in tonight's episode. It felt more like it was his episode, and Carol was getting the extra attention. Daryl, yes. What Daryl is saying in the chat right now, and those of you who are just listening cannot read that, but read my mind, and the rest will follow. Daryl's right. Don't be so shallow. Okay. Shh. Be very quiet. Pixies hunting rabbits. I'm no Walking David, but I'll try my best with horrible impressions. I'm glad Carol started to indulge as well, and at least enjoy some of the perks of this particular situation. But I also like how they showed within the process of her development through this episode that no matter what, even if you're somebody that treasures your solitude and you're not really a people person, even introverts, in some cases, some types of introverts need recharging with extrovert energy, still need people. Just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean they're not watching me. But just because I am an introvert sometimes doesn't mean I don't need to hang out with people or get a hug sometimes. See, I'm feeling like Carol. I could feel that moment at the end of this episode. That was very cathartic. Is that the correct expression? No, I really did feel that at the end when she embraced Zosha, because you felt it throughout the episode. Because they showed how much joy she was finding at the beginning with some of the things she was doing. The first time she was playing golf, the first time she was doing this, the first time she was in this situation, grabbing the painting, doing this, doing that. You could see her start to put together some elements of figuring out how to survive in this particular environment, or at least find those moments of finding a way to find joy in the shitty things. But then through the course of the episode, you just see it's not going to be enough. She's people that miss people, and they're the happiest people. I was going to try to sing that, but I'm not going to do that to you. We got the amazing super mellow yellow Anna Banana in the live chat, loving the live show. Miss hearing you discuss my favorite shows. Miss seeing your wonderful puppies, plural, faces in the live chat, and you as well. It's great to have you, and great to see you. It's good to see some of our old friends from the from different shows that we've done throughout the years popping on and checking in there here, because it's another amazing fun show. So I appreciate awesome people finding this show, and it doesn't surprise me that you're enjoying Pluribus, Anna. So thank you and welcome. Check. Why I meant toast. Why am I like cheersing you and saying check? I don't even am I playing cheers? No. Am I playing chess and I'm really excited about a horrible move I made? Check. Damn. For someone that hosts a podcast, I certainly can't talk. So it's great to have so many good friends in the live chat right now. So Mono in the Gap. So we get to see his whole journey, and the first half of his journey is, just the typical road trip situation. I like how we followed him, learn more about him and what he doesn't say, and when he does decide to talk and say something, it really fucking matters. And a lot of his story was, traveling time. We got to see some wonderful landscapes, and different things like that. But what I loved about that is within that storyline, if you haven't done your own research and you kind of follow this guy and you know where he's going, but you don't really know where he's going, it's easy to not realize that he's in for some serious shit. And they trick you when he gets the force, and I love how all the plurbs show up. They're like, hey, you can't go in there, dude. See all these people ditching their backpacks. This area is really freaking dangerous. Just tell us the word, and we'll get you what you need. We'll get you on a plane. We'll get you to Carol tomorrow. Don't worry about it. We'll handle it. And I love what he says there. He's like, no, you can't give me anything because everything you have is stolen. Screw you guys, I'm burning my car. And then he's not even letting him take the car. He's burning up his car just to tell them to go fuck themselves. I appreciate that level of spite. That level of spite makes me smile in weird ways. So thank you, Manos, for tickling that part of me that enjoys spite burns. And that was a spite burn if I ever saw one. Yeah, damn you motherfuckers. I'm burning this whole thing. But they're warning him. And they're making you feel like, yeah, maybe they're just trying to help him. Like, maybe he's not going into that dangerous of a situation. And then he's done. The music's playing. It's all happy music. Like, whatever it was. I don't know what kind of music. I couldn't hum the exact music. But it was optimistic. Like conqueror music. He's hacking through the woods. You know, no problem. And suddenly, bump. He's like, It almost falls into the what are we going to call that? The nail tree? It's just got a bunch of nails sticking out of it. Possibly poisonous. Possibly infectious. Whatever. But so, and then a really real moment happens. Especially if you're a klutz like me. But even if you're not a klutz, this dude slips. And then when you're slipping, it was a very realistic slip. Anyone who's clumsy, I'm like Charlie Brown meets Gilligan in Goofy. Like they all three of them got together and they mumble and they stutter a little bit too. But they all get together, they all have a love child, and they birthed it in it, and Weird Al blessed it. And you get me, okay? So I understand klutziness. And I've fallen more ways than you could possibly imagine. If one day I come back into this podcast and I am crippled from the waist down due to a slip wound, it would not be surprising. That's how big of a klutz I am. I fall upstairs on a regular basis. So I know falling. And this was a very, very accurate fall. He slipped, and then he went to grab the tree in front of him. Because you look to get to the closest thing that's going to save your fucking ass while you're falling. And he went to grab it, and he grabs, and that slipped, and that threw him backwards, smack, right into it. Pincushion. Damn. And the way it happened, the way they edited it, and the way the sound editing worked in that moment scared the ever-living shit out of me. I jumped, and it was intensely done effectively. And then right in that moment, this is dynamite editing. They change the music, and the music suddenly starts to sound like there's the same song, but it's in a different tempo, or there's some dissonant keys being played while it's happening to make it seem, or it's being played in a slightly off rhythm or something. It's feeling like, oh shit, the world is sinking in, like danger, Will Robinson, danger, Will Robinson. It's a bad situation. Red alert. And then he freaking cauterizes those things with his machete, which was horrifying. And I'm sitting there watching, because the episode lulled me into a sense of security at that point. I was feeling comfortable. I was feeling, okay, everything's cool. Everything's chill. He's going to make it through here. It doesn't seem like maybe he'll run into more of these plurbs. It might be kind of funny if he runs into some drug cartel pluribus guys that are really nice and helpful. You know, why he's in the Colombian Panamanian border. But it was just unexpected. It was shocking. It was a big moment. It was almost like when the Joker in The Dark Knight goes, "Look at me." It suddenly gets really intense, and I felt it. And I viscerally felt the energy of what he was feeling in that moment. The pain, the burn. Ugh. And then obviously they come for him, and he can't do anything about it. So my wonder is, where I assume they're gonna bring him to the hospital, and we're gonna catch up with him either next episode in the season finale. They're gonna bring Carol to him, or I assume Zosha in the next episode will tell her about him, that he's on his way and he wants to talk to her. And then that creates some drama where he might want to kill Zosha and Carol's trying to protect her a little bit. I don't know. Let's go into the live chat for a second. He did get knighted. And hello, my name's... Thank you for saying that, Moni. And I totally wrote that in my notes as well. Him repeating his name. My name is Mano. It's nice to meet you. I am not one of them. Totally sounded like, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. I totally got those kind of vibes. I wish I could show you my actual notes. Gary, when he slipped, I freaked too. It just was a moment. It really was like, bam. Moni was saying, I was wishing Carol was running around with no clothes on because I was wishing Mano had body armor. I would absolutely take that trade-off, Moni. That seems fair. Coconut, the wet rock is slippery, the spiky tree is sharp, and they really show that excellently effectively, and to the point where I straight up viscerally felt it. Like, I was walking... I don't know why I turned into Forrest Gump there for a second. I was walking. The show is getting better and better. Mark A. Houston, this is why you can never, with a show like this, rush the process. It's going to come, and it's going to lose people along the way that it isn't for, and that isn't a discredit to them or credit to anyone that gets it. It's just some shows aren't for everybody, and not everyone's gonna be able to dive headfirst into the steps you need to take in science fiction and comedies, and especially a dark comedy science fiction series that's honestly meant to have fun. I think a lot of Carol's storyline tonight could be interpreted as comedy and her having fun, but what's interesting and unique and special about this writing is through that, it's a shell game. They're doing that, but within that, by the end of this episode, you feel that's not just what they were doing. They were setting groundwork for an emotional journey, for the Faustian journey of her through this episode. And it was done beautifully. And I didn't know what she was writing at the end there with the paint. I actually thought she was going to the home improvement store at the end to fix what she had burned. But instead, in the moment when she started burning down the house, she's like, you know what? That beer's good. I need help. That's what she was thinking. He does, Gary. And he makes luxury meals. And some people might like some of his meals and not like other ones. But the quality is there for me. It just comes through. Pixie, stop threatening me with a good time in the live chat. Jeepers creepers. That was too sad, says, look, it does get super emotional at the end of this episode too, with both of them dealing with their own personal defeats. Carol can't quite make it on her own in this situation. She needs the support of these maniacs. Or whatever the hell they are. And our buddy Mano couldn't make it through the Barian Gap. So is that how you pronounce it? Please look that up. If you want to go in an interesting rabbit hole, and not that scary spooky rabbit in the episode, if you want to go on a fun rabbit hole. No, it's not fun. There's some fucked up shit about that too. Go down the trip of learning about that. Learning about this gap. That's out of context. That could sound really dirty. Now, I want you guys to all enter in your search engine. Open the gap for me. I mean, Barian Gap. Open the gap. Darian. Thank you. Not Barian. What am I thinking? What am I thinking about? I'm thinking about that stuff that they pump into you when you get an upper GI. I'm pretty sure half the people listening to this podcast at that moment were screaming, "You idiot, it's Darian, not barium. Barium is what they put into you when they do an upper GI, you idiot." No pause. No. We entered the gap tonight and there's no pausing. That's what we say. I need Joe to rant about this episode because I didn't love the episode the same way you guys did. Daryl, I appreciate that. I absolutely do. And give me a little bit. And I am an actor. I will try to put on my best Joe rant and orchestrate what I would feel like Joe's rants about tonight's episode would be. I can do that for you, Daryl. I'm a professional. I can try to simulate a Joe experience for you. Let me try to drink a little bit and get my Boston accent out, and then I will try to do it. No pauses. I know many people that have crossed that. So mellow banana Anna. So have they crossed it by foot, like, or by boat, or like backpack or stuff? Is it as arduous as dictated tonight have from the people that you know that have crossed that path? I'm curious if some of the stuff I read is more propaganda about how dangerous it is, or if it actually is that's one of the more dangerous places in the world to travel, or if the danger's more about the cartels and things like that are around. Zach, I'm halfway there to you. Let's see. Daryl, you say it, I'll say it like Joe. And obviously I love this episode. A lot of people in the live chat did, but not everyone that's watching this show feels that way. So if you're watching this live and you're not feeling this episode, if you're listening to the podcast later and you're missing that Joe energy, get in the comment section or leave us a voicemail, 781-990-8509. Rant your own rant. Give me your best Joe impression tonight. I want to hear it. I'll switch this shit to voicemail, and you don't even have to call in. No calling in live right now. You want to leave a voicemail right now? Give me your best. If there's anyone brave enough to call in and give us an impression of a Joe rant, let's do it. But you can call it in. Now, let's see what Dale say. A lot of it was the same stuff we've seen in previous fucking episodes. Carol's loneliness. I don't like her. I can't relate to her. Fuck her. That was bad. That was. See, I'm not buzzed enough to go full Joe yet. Well, we'll see. I gotta feel more passionate about it. But yes, if you want to call in, the rant line is open, and that goes for anyone listening after the fact as well. You can call on in at 781-990-8509. Again, that's 781-990-8509. Give us your best Joe rant, or text on in. You better, miss. You better. I have the voicemail line turned on right now, so you don't have to be scared with me answering your calls live if you're afraid of coming on the air right now. But if you want to come on the air, let me know in the live chat and I'll turn it on, and and you can actually call in and talk live. Yeah, it does seem pretty dangerous to me, Edward. But you know what? Certain things are really dangerous in this world. They are. And certain things aren't. But the one thing that is never, ever, ever very dangerous is the... I messed that up. I totally messed it up. Let me try to do that drop again. There's so many things in this world that's dangerous. There's so many things in the world that's dangerous. But there's nothing more dangerous than a... recap! Yeah, the dog is absolutely confused. The dog's like, wait, are we playing? I thought it was bedtime. Go lay down. Okay. Let's get into the recap of this episode. Go lay down, sweetie. I'm not playing right now. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. Thank you. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Quark. Quark the dog. Finally, he got a little distracted there for a second. Yeah, go back to your perch. Good boy. There we go. Oh yeah, thank you, Ian. Thank you for saying that in the live chat. If you haven't already, and you're into that kind of thing, please take a break from the podcast and go check out my rock band Two Piece Trip's latest song on the channel right now, the lyric video. Please. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get into this recap. Sorry for the break. I'm catching my breath. It's really hot in here, as you can see me sweating out of every orifice of my body. And let's get back into this view right here. Oh my God. I'm also getting tired of hearing the same voice message. I love you, Howard, but enough is enough. There's no button to end it. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. No, I think you just hang up at the end. Ooh, we've got some voicemails. Here we go. Before we get into the recap, let's get into our voicemails. Do we actually have people that attempted to Joe here? Okay. Well, what's this person have to say?
Ooh-ah. Ooh-ah. Ooh-ah.
There we go. I like that. That's some good Joe right there.
Ooh-ah. Ooh-ah.
Yeah, there's some Joe dirty locks. Yeah, there we go. Let's see this one.
God damn it. Well, I've been watching this shit for 5 fucking episodes, and there ain't nothing going on in this shit. When is something gonna fucking happen already?
So we got our Joe impressions in the live chat. Thank you, Joe impressions. This is a great job.
What the fuck am I watching? We've watched 5 fucking episodes, and there's not a goddamn thing going on. What the hell?
Oh my goodness. We're gonna be using that sound drop a lot, Joe 2. That's much more easily manageable, Joe. I like that. I like this much more easily manageable, Joe. When I don't like something, I just have to go,
what the fuck am I watching?
Just that. Here we go. That's perfect. That's fucking perfect. Okay. Let's get into this recap. We open up on the landscape in the sky, and we're in between flag staff. And my flag is staffed in Las Vegas as Carol is driving home. She's humming. Sorry, the dog distracted me in the background. She's humming The End of the World as We Know It by REM. She stops for some gas. There's some excellent shots of the car and the gas station. She calls the hotline again. And I will say, as much as I love the amazing Howard Hamlin, I am also getting a little sick of the message. I understand it's part of it, but I feel like she should be going beep, 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 pushing that button and skipping that shit. It's I understand, Daryl. I really do. I will make sure he knows that he was missed tonight. So I make sure he tries to come back for next week. But I am sorry. I thought he would show up tonight actually, but can Carol text them instead of calling? Exactly. Wouldn't Carol at a certain point in time say to them, listen, I am sick of listening to this damn voice message. Could you shorten the message, please? You know, I'm just saying. You know, we're hearing after the 9th time in the same day that you're hearing the damn message. Wouldn't you be saying into that fucking thing, could you shorten the message? I get it. I've heard this before. Just leave the beep. Or let me skip it with pound. But we open up the landscape. It's beautiful. She's humming The End of the World, and she calls the hotline, and she goes, turn on pump number 1. She calls back again as she's scratching off a bunch of scratch tickets too, which is ridiculous, but she's scratching off scratch tickets. And she wants some red Gatorade, the real sugar, ice fucking cold. And she's almost in this moment having a little fun with it. It seems like she's entertaining herself in this world. And I like it. What do you think, Joe?
Look am I watching? We've watched 5 fucking episodes, and there's not a goddamn thing going on.
No, I get you, Joe. I understand what you're saying. But, you know, they're trying, and it's fun to watch.
Ooh-ah. Ooh-ah.
But Joe, I mean, you're making some good points.
God damn it.
I know. I'm sorry, Joe. Okay, so she also sees while she's in the convenience store or in the gas station, she grabs some fireworks and she keeps humming "The End of the World as You Know It." And I get it. She's grabbing the fireworks. The fireworks are fun. I'd be grabbing the fireworks too. And in comes the drone with the Gatorade. And I mentioned this on the intro, but it's totally a Gatorade product placement, like a Wayne's World, like Gatorade product placement coming on in, like, please stay at the Cabana Bay, you know? And so she gets her Gatorade, and it's really fucking fun. And she drinks it, and she has a little commercial for Gatorade, where she goes, Gatorade hit the spot. And she places it down, literally places the product placement down. And she calls again, and she puts it on speakerphone. This is her new normal, putting it on speakerphone. She scratches some more scratch tickets, and she complains. She says, listen, I didn't say tepid. I didn't say I wanted this to be, lukewarm. I said make that shit ice cold. And this was not ice cold. Do better next time. And then she wins 10 grand on a scratch ticket. Fucking A, dude. I'd tell them to give her the 10 grand. Not that she needs the money, but just for fun, She wasn't Tony's Gumar, that's for sure, Haymaker. We've seen Carol mess with them so many times. I'm just over it. I hear you, Daryl. Like, for real. Like, if you're not... Just to offer the alternative perspective for a second, I can understand some of the criticisms that some people might be having about the show, that they feel like it's repetitive. It is a repetitive show where we're seeing some of the same paths and the same elements happen over and over again. The phone calls on repetition, Carol's interaction with them and fucking with them and doing all of them. That could feel very much grating if you're eager for the story to happen and for things to engage a little bit faster. I can totally understand your perspective and some other people's perspectives, similar to what other people have said about not having enough things or people within this world to care about. I think this episode for me did even more to establish Carol as somebody I care about more. And I feel like within this episode, we sort of took what we've been doing with everything, her going through the motions, and actually saw her break out of that for a second at the end. So notwithstanding what you're saying, I feel like that was what the end of this episode was, to see her sort of break out of that. And she can't do that. She's done that for 7 episodes now. And the same thing. And now it's driven her crazy. And she just had to have an emotional connection with someone for a second. She had to have a person there. But the complaint that this was just another episode where basically I could sum this episode up if I wanted to be really, really whatever. I could sum up this episode with Manos goes through the gap, hurts himself, and they save him. And Carol has Ferris Bueller's Day Off and tells them to go fuck themselves again. And then eventually Zosha comes back and they hug. The end. Like, if you wanted to be that, and you're like, oh, it's the same thing. Like, she goes to a gas station. She goes to the store alone. We're seeing that again and again. And I get that. I do. But this is where it's just a difference of interest levels or what you're looking for. For me, I like the patience that this show is taking. I like that it's trying a unique approach to storytelling, and it's coming at it, it's building it from infancy and really sort of growing in a natural kind of way. And I do think the plots and the faster stuff and the interactions are going to come, but I think it's going to be this season was always going to be about building these blocks of this world and feeling and getting our characters that are going to be our main group together, because this is like a first act of something. This first season is a first act of a overall story. That being said, like, again, Daryl, I'm not going to poo-poo what you're saying or what Joe was saying or what everyone's saying. You know, I get it. I like, if you weren't feeling the last few weeks of this show and you kept waiting for stuff to happen, tonight's episode didn't help. I guess I'll say that. And hearing everyone glaze over it doesn't help either. When you're like, what the fuck? So I get it. I do get it. And I will try to, as I go through this episode, I'll try to keep that in mind and not just have a mental and emotional television orgasm every time I talk about one of Vince's beautiful scenes and editing and his team's editing genius and the way that they're taking their time developing this character and the story. So I can also try to keep in mind that, you know, some people might be like, what the fuck, dude? We're 7 episodes in and literally I hate these people. You know, so I hear you. Let's see. Just gotta scratch the balloon. I'm all about those scratchers. I've been doing the same things just for fun. I be pushing some skip messages button. I be slamming that button down, Moni. I'm done. It should just say at this point. That's what I'm saying. I would be, if I was Carol, I'd be like, could you update that message, please? And you just need to say thank you, Carol, and beep your beep. That's some tasty scenic shot. It really was. It was beautiful. It's perfect for me as well. But I understand the other side of it. That, you know, like I do. I understand. But I like it. So I'm a selfish bastard. So she drinks, she wins 10 grand on the scratch ticket, she drives off and is now singing more. It's the end of the world as she knows it. Blah, blah, blah. And it gets cut off right before the line, which is foreshadowing for the end of the episode about how she's not really feeling fine. And I know some people might be like, that's a little too on the nose, but I like that kind of crap. That's the kind of metaphoric bullshit that tickles my fancies. I don't know what my fancy actually is. Is that my butt? When someone says tickle my fancy, are they talking about their butt? Hey, Ziggy, when someone says tickle my fancy, are they talking about their butt? So I don't know what it actually is, but I don't know.
That's an interesting question. Tickle my fancy actually means to please or interest someone. It doesn't refer to anyone's butt. It's more about sparking joy or curiosity than anything else.
Thanks, Ziggy, for that pertinent piece of information. Okay, so...
Making my circuits glow with that. Thanks.
Oh, shut it. Hey. Oh, my God. Thank you. Ziggy, shut it. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so... But the more you know. We got Debbie Bob. Great to see Debbie in the live chat. Make sure you're checking out Debbie's channel and some of the stuff she's producing. Good to see you, Debbie. And nothing wrong with a little tick. Again, Pixie is just being dangerous in the live chat tonight. I think she's doing it on purpose. I think you have Fancy and Fanny mixed up, Phil. Samuel, I think you're on to me. Honestly, I think that's what I was doing. It's true. And I'm not gonna say Ziggy's name, but Ziggy could have told me. Yes, that's right. I call it Ziggy. Okay, so and it answers. Would you like an ice? I think everyone. It has to be a red one with sugar, and it better be ice cold, or you better do better. Excuse me for this momentary break in the action while I drink a beverage. Thank you for this break in the action of me drinking some water halfway through the show. Okay, so she's feeling fine, and it's the intro. I like the visual aspect of the intro, but still 7 episodes in, I don't like whatever audio nonsense is going on during the intro. Call me a spoil sport, call me a Joe, Call me what you will. What are you gonna say about that, Joe? Do you think I'm wrong?
Well, I've been watching this shit for 5 fucking episodes.
Yeah,
And there ain't nothing going on in this shit.
it's true. Yeah.
When is something gonna fucking happen already?
Yeah, I know. Okay, but I'm talking about the intro, Joe. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the guy from Paraguay reminds me of me ignoring everybody. Mad, sinister, macabre. That's awesome. I think he is a metaphoric manifestation of all of us ignoring the world. I like that. We needed ice damn cold. I needed ice damn cold. That's what, just talking like that, that's why I needed that big gulp of water. Not the big gulp of Gatorade. I can't drink it. I guess what's everyone's favorite flavor of, if you're going to drink Gatorade, if you have to drink Gatorade, you got a colonoscopy coming up or something. What? What are you talking about, Phil? The reasons why you have to drink Gatorade, or you exercise and shit. What is your favorite flavors of the Gatorade? I think I prefer green. I'm boring. The old standard. But I liked Gator gum better than all the Gatorade. And this show is not sponsored by Gatorade. Lemon, lime, or blue. I think I'm the same as you, Mad Sinister. I think I was almost going to say blue as well. I kind of like the blue one, too. Mm-hmm. San Andreas High School football rules. Oh, no, same Ledness. Ledness says, I'm tired of Carol, and Daryl says I am as well. So it's not all glazing going on in our chat or with everyone watching this show. Some people, I think, can't wait to have Manos be more of a character so they can have someone else to balance off of Carol because they're not feeling Carol as a character. And again, if you've been getting tired of it, tonight didn't necessarily do things to help you. Ooh, we got a little Arctic Blast for Pixie. We got pickle juice. We got it's not green, it's yellow. I'm colorblind, so it looks green to me. I drink mineral salt water for electrolytes. Nonfiction says blue, yellow, red, and orange. Nonfiction, just for the record, I still looked through my email, and I still did not see an email from you the other night. So I'm sorry if you did send one. It might have, someone else might have gotten it. But I do apologize. Carol doesn't deserve Zosha, says Samuel. Fruit punch. Oh, we got some delicious flavors. Oh, I love it. Okay, so she gets some fireworks. She lights some fireworks. She has a beer. She starts singing. Dun, 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 dun. No, she's not singing the Bonanza song. Everyone's song she's singing, but it sounds like. But I'm gonna sing Bonanza. We're gonna go to photo for Bonanza. Okay, so she's lighting off fireworks, and this is the scene that was the bonus or the leaked scene, or not the leaked scene, the released scene that they do every week. She starts howling, and the wolves in the back, and just tons of wolves in the background start howling at her as well. And Quark, during this part of the episode, sort of picked his head up during the episode and started howling as well. So I don't know what was going on there, but there was some dog communication. And I love how much that was the height of Carol's enjoyment. And to some people, that must be nails across the chalkboard, watching Carol jump, scream, and howl at the moon. But I love how she was just getting into her inner beast and enjoying every single moment in that situation. Samuel says Manos and Ted DiBiase are the most interesting characters. They definitely offer the most unique perspectives in this world. And in the sense of dealing with unique energies. What's going to happen if all the other people decide to join the hive and Ted DiBiase there is not? Is he going to want to connect with Carol and Mano that are going to be wanting to kill everybody or find a cure? Excuse me. The hive mind Daryl says the hive mind people are nice. They're better than the normal humans, especially when you get into, and I'm going to editorialize, especially when you get to Carol and Manos. It's like, they're just being assholes to them for no reason. Quark is part of the hive mind. He started to get into that, and he was howling along, kissing me, so maybe I'm part of the hive mind now too. Diabetes. I mean, diabetes, right? Diabetes. I'm still going to call him Ted DiBiase. I'm still calling his ass Ted fucking DiBiase. Let's see. What do we got? Let's see. Oh, you should be. You should be in touch. No shame. Some people are howlers, says Pixie in the live chat. Oh my golly gosh. I would be like, kumbaya, my lord. I was even a little bit scared with the wolves because I don't think they're joined for some genetic being for some reason. Sounds like some Ace Ventura shit's going down. I was thinking there's a funny meme of Ace Ventura as Manos crossing through the jungle. I'm still calling characters by, yeah, like that's Paraguay guy. That's this one. That's this one. I don't know. What do you have to say about what do you think about this scene, about the wolves and stuff, Joe? You've been talking about the wolves for a while. What are your opinions on that?
Damn it. Well, I've been watching this shit for 5 fucking episodes.
Okay, I get it, dude. Jesus. Okay, so she starts howling. It's great. She's got her buzz on. She's smiling. Now she's dressed for golf. She's got a great stroke. Carol can really swing that club. And we get the trixiest part of this episode. You're tricksy and you're false, hobbits. We get this fucking suspicious rabbit watching her golf. And she starts singing the Caddyshack song. I'm all right. Don't you let you worry about me. I got to pay the price. And she's driving the golf cart. She's golfing. She's drinking. And I think she was drinking. I assume she was. And there's a bison or a buffalo or a bull. Like I was looking down at my notes and saw it click, and I wasn't going to rewind until I was like, wait, is this Twin Peaks for a second? Is this Outer Range? Is this what are we doing here? And it's just hanging out there. Was that animal in the hive, or is it just choosing to hang out in the golf course? I mean, it might just be choosing to hang out on the golf course. It's an open field. But I just thought it was kind of an interesting moment that I still have so many questions about the animals. And they're almost trolling us with the animal stuff, with the wolves howling and seeing the suspicious rabbit and the bison. The bison. Okay, it was a bison. Yeah, we got Judas Priest at one point in time. Got another thing coming. So George R. R. Martin has a wolf sanctuary in Albuquerque. Maybe that's who was howling. Those wolves were howling. Finish winds of winter, George. Oh, Carol. Finish it for George. Is Carol going to be the next person that they ever like Sanderson or whatever? Like everyone's trying to get somebody to finish Winds of Winter for George. They're going to go to Carol now and be like, Carol, since you have time, finish Winds of Winter. Bisons love to golf. Okay. I've learned something every day. Joe's going to say that doesn't fucking sound like me. What are you going to say about that, Joe? I don't know. It doesn't sound like me. What's Zach? He's building up to something, maybe says. Beautiful animal, by the way. And I think it might be building up to something. They think Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Oh, I'm joining in somebody else's discussion. JT Moore in the live chat. Good friend, JT Moore. Great to see you, buddy. If just one person on Earth was psychic, then does that mean the entire hive is psychic as well now, too? I would assume, I think what we are to assume is that most of the abilities or talents or skill sets that everybody had now exist within the hive, correct? Is that the correct assumption to make? Or am I... So by that definition, any individual can complete open heart surgery because one individual can do it. We have 2 episodes left, Mad. We have next week and Christmas Day night. Unless they switch that like they did on Thanksgiving a couple days earlier, which they may. I haven't heard anything about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do, to avoid Christmas night and also avoid Stranger Things again, but we'll see if that happens. Or maybe I'm trying to manifest that into existence because it'd be cool to get the episode early again. But we have 2 more episodes after this one. I am doing the same thing, nonfiction. Okay, so let's continue into this. So we see the suspicious rabbit. She passes the bison, and she keeps going, singing, "I'm all right, don't you?" Okay, this show has a lot of little minor things of keeping things, checks and balances systems. And I believe, unless I'm imagining things, in the last episode, the check engine light was on. And, of course, in this episode, the car is dead. It's like when you cough in a television show or a movie, 2 episodes later, you have terminal tuberculosis or something. So she looks around. She sees a bunch of luxury cars in the golf club, and she grabs people that know more about cars. Was that a Rolls Royce that she grabbed? Let's go into the live chat. I'm watching Stranger Things on Christmas as well. I cannot wait to watch this as well. Oh, Stranger Things starts the day after. Okay. Even better. So it probably will air. This probably will air on Christmas Day night, which will be our season finale, where my friend Nick and his son will probably be sitting in the background, having never watched an episode of Pluribus, listening to us have this discussion about the season finale and forcing him to just watch the season finale. That's just going to be fun. They all have the same brain now. Yes, whatever one knows, all of them know. Just got married, Rolls Royce. Okay, so that was a Rolls Royce. Georgia on My Mind by Ray Charles. She starts singing all sorts of songs. I would have picked the cheapest and most beat up of all the cars. Me too, probably just out of fun, because I feel much more comfortable driving those kind of things. So yes, they all have the same brain. So if one knows how to do something, they all know how to do something. That makes me wonder, is everyone the greatest drummer in the world now? Can everyone perform in the same way? Does everyone have the same musical or performative skills? Is everyone the same? I mean, how much is repetition that you learn in your body for just muscle memory, and how much of certain things is your brain? Oh, yeah, Stranger Things is already rescheduled Christmas. Oh, interesting, Ledness. I did not know that. Thank you. I did not know that. Sonic says, I think it's the end of the world and fireworks are a reference to the movie Independence Day. Interesting. I didn't think about that, and that is a good call. Sonic, who's not just my boy, he's your boy, too. Knowledge versus skills. Exactly, Cam. The skills, the muscle memory of it, or the knowledge imprinted within you when it comes to certain skill sets. Just because you have the knowledge to be able to do something, if you don't have the fine motor skills from the repetition of it, can you control your muscles in a perfect fashion to be able to do certain things? So would it still be optimal to have surgeon's hands working in a surgery type situation instead of having somebody that could have the knowledge of it, but was somebody that like played conga drums and had big fat clumsy fingers? So we'll see. Yeah, everyone can slap it at the bass like Flea. Hey Maker, everyone can slap it into the bass. I can slap it into the bass. Exactly, Darryl. Everyone could have the best sex if their body could do it, because everyone has the knowledge how to please everyone. Does everyone have the knowledge to please everyone the best way possible? Because they all know how everyone likes it now. Like, you know how you always, what's that? There's a movie where some, I think it might be What Women Want. I think I'm thinking about What Women Want, where Mel's like in Marissa Tomei's mind while he's having and giving her everything she wants. And yeah, is everyone like that now? If Carol has sex with Zosha, does she know? Oh no, she only knows what Helen knows. She doesn't actually know Carol. But if people, whatever, I'm putting too much thought into this. But I bet Vince and his team put as much thought into this as well. Gary says a short person cannot jump as high as a tall body. They have the same mind, but not a body. A guy in a wheelchair can't walk still if a body can't. Only a mind thing. Very true. So in certain situations, just because certain people within the hive have the knowledge to do certain things, the hive may still elect to have different individuals that have a base natural ability or body structure or some precursor history with said thing because of having the fine motor skills to do said situation. And keep asking these questions. This is the fun stuff about this show. But having the knowledge doesn't mean you have the muscle memory, right? I don't know. That's kind of what I'm saying too. Like, how much of certain artistic skills are more muscle memory skills and not as much having any brain knowledge, but is that still within your brain? That's just stuff that's beyond me that I'd have to talk to somebody that studies brains and where skill sets happen, and it's probably all the brain. I need someone smarter than me to jump on here. I was going to do another I need someone smarter than me. Who's smarter than me?
God damn it.
Okay, Joe. I'm listening for Marissa Tomei's name to be mentioned in every stream. It's funny you said that, Sonic. As I said her name again, I thought the same thing to my head. I was like, wow, I think I've mentioned her at every Pluribus show I've done, including both streams on Tony's channel. I believe I've made an excuse to bring her up in every possible situation. I'm not smart and I smoke too much. So imagine the horrible situation I'm in, Pixie. What's Monty ask? Monty says, I want to know where all those South Americans were walking. Were they carrying? It was about 2 weeks out. What are they up to now? I absolutely want to know that as well. Were they all joining? Where are all the joined people hanging out during the day? And what are they all doing? Are they all somewhere trying to search for a way not to pick apples? You know, like, if they're walking around too much, aren't they risking stepping on insects? You know, you wouldn't want to kill some ants or some microscopic amoeba or some shit. River. Man, we got some great friends in the live chat. Good to see some old names and new names in the live chat. Isn't Manos the most stubborn human ever? And I thought I was stubborn, says 5223. Me too. I was just gonna say I'm a Taurus, but that doesn't even need to imply that I'm stubborn regardless of that. That just adds to my bull. And I looked her up for research purposes. Research. Totally. Only research purposes. I think everyone is to that point because they did some sort of dusting from the skies. But you got to think for future seasons, I almost thought it was going to happen in the Manos scene. There's got to be some off-the-grid person living in a bunker somewhere that's like Johnny Drama from season 24 that he was on. Like, just people that are living in the mountains in a bunker somewhere that have been hiding this whole time that are going to come out and are not turned yet. And I think that creates an interesting dynamic when there's people that can be turned that aren't turned. Stubborn, always looking for snacks, Debbie. What about the hive in Japan with no humans to serve doing? Are the tribal people in the Amazon rainforest infected? I think they're all infected as far as I know. As far as we've been told, and if we are to believe what we've been told, everyone in the world except for those 13 people are infected. I seem to believe. Internally, I believe that there's got to be a few more people. At least a handful of off-the-grid folks that just weren't above ground and weren't amongst people enough to be in close enough proximity to get turned. But I'm sure we'll see. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, Gary. I'm thinking season 2, Manos and Carol will find more people. Maybe that's what that blip on the radio was with Manos when he was clicking through things in the previous episode. when he stops and he's making a note about that one-off number. Perhaps that one-off number is somebody else off the grid. I don't know. We'll see. Party time. Excellent. They can't lie, but we have found out they can withhold. They've clearly withholded several times, even if they haven't straight out lied. A lie of omission isn't a lie to them, I guess. Fucking bastards. Loneliness broke Carol. Carol did a bunch of soul searching and surrendered herself to let go of her circumstances. Absolutely. And I thought that journey was depicted in a really believable, emotional way tonight. In a funny way as well. Let's continue with this fucking thing. Swing. Twain's World, party time. Excellent. She's on the road with the Rolls Royce, and then she stops at the hot springs, and she's singing Born to Be Wild, and then she stops at the hot springs, and she starts singing Nelly's It's Getting Hot in Here, and she's naked swimming in the hot springs. And am I blushing? No. And now she's going to a museum singing Georgia on My Mind. And she smiles and she smirks and notices one of the paintings. And she takes it home and she smiles and she's enjoying her day. It's been a decent day for Carol as she's smiling. And she calls HHM and she wants to dine out tonight, where Helen had her anniversary dinner. And she wants this meal, this meal, that meal, this meal, this meal. And she dresses to the nine. I mean, Carol looks raised unbelievably beautiful anyway, but she looked, it was a really flattering dress and she looked really pretty, and she enjoys her nice evening out, and she has a bunch of different meals from different events in her and Helen's life, and all the lights around in the background, it looks like they turned all the lights on for her to give her a full display of the city. And she eats the meal and she's like, this is kind of delicious. It's these crazy bastards might suck, but they sure can cook a something. I was gonna say cook a something, but I just stopped at cook poo. Cook poo. Here. So points for anyone that knows that stupid reference. So did I hear a dog barking in this scene? In the moment of silence before she runs over to the piano, I have to watch it again with the volume up, but I could have sworn I heard a dog bark. Anyways, so she gets up because she doesn't like the silence, and she reaches I didn't even know these were a thing. This is an auto-playing piano, but not like one of the old-timey ones you see in old westerns. This was like a newfangled digital one. Really cool. I didn't know these were a thing. The few sci-fi. No, I mean, I believe that they are. I feel dumb that it didn't even occur to me that these could be a thing. I thought she was going to sit down and play, but she plays the auto song, and I Will Survive plays, and she eats her meal with the music, and a slow pan out for a new life for Carol and happy days. Phil, do you think something is up with I absolutely think something is up with the animals. Ace Ventura in the forest no, but I think something is up. The bison was a very suspicious looking bison. We had a weird looking rabbit just hanging out there watching her. We have not seen any goddamn dogs. I don't want to go down this road again, but we haven't seen any goddamn dogs or any cats. Where are they? I'm not saying they're in the hive or something like that, but what the fuck is going on with the cats and the dogs? They got to be somewhere. And people can say, oh, you're a cat, get carried away. Who gives a shit? Do you realize how many cats and dogs there are in the world? And all we got was 2 passing references. We've heard several times about the zoo animals being released and mauled a few people here and there. We've heard stuff like that. We've seen wolves. We've seen a bison. We've seen rabbits. We've seen birds. We've seen flies. We've seen all sorts of stuff. They've mentioned house cats. Cat lover. 2 people are cat lovers. They've mentioned dogs once. I think, unless I'm misremembering something. They said all the dogs have been released off their collars. I said this before. Pretty sure if you took the collar off my dog's not going anywhere. Okay? I don't care. Like, I could Nymeria from Game of Thrones that dog. You know, throw a rocket, get away from me, dog. And that dog would still want to live inside my mouth. So, where are the dogs? Are the dogs with all the people, all the plurbs, all the changed people? Like, do the dogs stay with the families? Maybe. Does it matter? Does anyone else care besides me? Obviously. But yes, I do think something's up with the animals. I don't think they're conspicuous by their absence. I tried to say. I'll try to say it again. Conspicuous by their absence. And I do think something's up. Dogs and cats are their food. Oh, that's a good point, Daryl. Are they waiting for the dogs and cats to die and they're not feeding them so they can eat them and put them inside their protein shake? Milk protein shake? Coconut says the rabbit was hiding a shank under the fluffy belly. I think the rabbit was going to stab Carol. I think Coconut is onto something. I don't think Coconut is coconuts. They're eating the cats and the dogs. Eating the cats and the dogs. Can they? Can they kill them? They can't pluck apples. They can kill cats and dogs? Like that, like pluck an apple. Grow some damn fruit. You can't hurt a tree. But you can let dogs die and eat them. Okay. These plurbs don't make sense. The bison was eating plants. Can't be joined. Very good point, actually. That's an excellent point right there. No dogs in Latin America to something wrong. Like in all the groups, 100%. The dogs are just scattered around on the streets. On the streets. If we go to somewhere like certain cities, if there weren't humans around, would be run by cats. If you go to some cities, and I've seen pictures of it. I haven't actually been there, but there's what's the city in Italy that's just overrun by cats? Is it Florence or something? There's just cats everywhere. I could be might be a different city, but I've seen, like, a friend of mine visited and showed me pictures and videos. There's like stray cats and everywhere. You go walking through the streets of like New Orleans and shit like that. There's stray dogs everywhere. Like, and if all the owners and shit like that disappeared, and you have all those dogs, do they all just die with the owners gone? Isn't that killing them by not feeding your damn animals? I don't know. All right, they're eating their pets. Everyone in the live chat's like, Phil, they're eating the fucking pets. Come on, dude. Istanbul. Maybe I'm misremembering him. He was on he had a Euro pass and was traveling all through Europe and shit, and different parts of and he's from Russia, and he went over to Russia and traveled through there too. So maybe it might have been somewhere random and different. Oh, it's Rome. Okay, it was Rome. Thank you, Debbie. In my mind, I remembered it being somewhere in Italy. So Rome has something like 300,000 stray cats. Okay. And I'm not fact checking Debbie's number because that's relevant to my argument. So I'm just going to take Debbie's facts as, factual statistics, because Istanbul is Constantinople, and Istanbul is Constantinople. Istanbul is Constantinople. But so let's say, hey Ziggy, how many cats and dogs are in the United States alone? So I'm just curious about this number.
As of 2025, there are approximately 195 million cats and dogs in the United States. Would you like to know more about pet ownership trends?
No, that's all I want to know. 195 million cats and dogs just in the United States. Just in the United States.
There are 195 million cats and dogs in the United States.
Yeah, I heard you the first time, Ziggy. Shut up. Exactly. We don't question Debbie.
Fair point.
Yeah.
My enthusiasm
Stop it. Ziggy, shut up. Thank you. The cats would eat all the rats, and then they would have it. Almost as many cats as there are people. Okay, I'm sorry for the Lexa nonsense, but certain statistics I just want to, take a moment and actually get the real number here. So that's how many goddamn pets there are just in the United States. So unless they're food, where the hell are they? So to answer the question, yes. I think something has to be up with these animals, because where the bloody hell are they? They're very conspicuous by their absence. Ziggy is my hive mind. Don't say anything, Ziggy. Shh. Rats will always find a way too. They will.
What about they?
No. Oh, Ziggy, shut up. They will. I learned that from Splinter from Ninja Turtles. Rats will always find a way. Cat experts. How do I stop neighbor cats from pooping in my yard?
Splinter's more about teaching discipline and wisdom than encouraging
Siri,
everyone to tell their
Alexa,
kids to
stop.
shut up.
Oh my
That
God.
wise old rat would probably have
I am in a weird loop now where this fucking thing is just talking and talking in my background. Can you stop? They have cat repellent that's non-dangerous to cats that you can kind of spray in your yard. That being said, the cat's just going to
There are
learn.
non-dangerous cat repellents available.
Oh my goodness.
You can try using citrus peels, dried rue, or even chicken wire to keep cats away from certain areas.
See. Ziggy, shut up. Don't talk again, please.
I hear
Ziggy, shut up. Don't talk again. Jesus. But if you listen to my AI friend in the hive mind right now, there's many things you can do that are non-poisonous to try to keep cats out. But good luck. The cat's gonna sneak in your window in the middle of the night and poop in your face if you try to mess with the cats too much, which is kind of my point. Don't fuck with cats. And the cats are out there somewhere doing some nonsense. I've seen Heathcliff. I'm sorry, my volume's up. Sorry about that, people in the audio cast. My volume got turned up there for a bit. I apologize. Seriously. She's just going and going and going, Pixie. But yeah, the smell of hive, citrus type stuff just does it. I might have to do that, Mr. Haymaker. It might. Yes, Sonic, you can, there's several things you can make your hive mind Alexa device. You can change what you call it. And you get like 4 choices. And one of them is Ziggy. Don't say anything. I think the other ones are computer, Alexa, and there's one more. I think you can call it Amazon or something like that. I think it's, yeah, those are the 4 choices that you have. I didn't know you had another choice, but I kept saying words that sounded like Alexa and it was going off during the show and going off at different times and annoying me. So I switched to a different word. So I went with the Z word that I won't say right now because I don't want to activate its fucking thing right now. Okay. Yes, Dad. Yes, Daddy. I thank you, Shelby. I will. I didn't know it would do that, but I will. I'll make sure I do that in the future. And thank you. I'm learning. See, we're learning in the Hive Mind live chat on how to properly use my Alexa tonight. Okay, so finally, after the pan out of Carol's new life that she falls into this, we get into our second character of the night. We get to Manos, who has a gas can, and he's walking down the road. He's practicing his English. The cat is gray. Dude comes in a truck to give him some water, and he's like, "You're going to get a headache and kidney stones. Rest up. You need to get out of here. If you come in the car, we'll get you there." And he's just ignoring him the whole time. And he goes, "If you need us, wave at the sky." And I almost thought he was going to give the finger to the sky at that point, but he didn't. He gets to a car. He does the suck on the hose. He gets that hose deep down his throat, and he sucks the liquid out of it. And the liquid sprays all over his face. But then he fills up his gas tank on a side note completely. And what's all that dried milk on you, Towley? Oh, no, Shane. So he gets back in his car. And he pours the gas in. The car won't start. but then he does his yellow dog chases the gray cat. Oh my goodness. I just realized how big this show is trolling me. Is there something up with the animals? What did I just talk about for 10 fucking minutes? Cats and dogs. What is Manos through this whole episode practicing with his bad English, where he's learning English? The yellow dog chases the cat. Again, another cat and dog reference that they're just sticking it in your face that they're not mentioning the cats and dogs. Now I'm even going to say for sure there's something up with the cats and dogs. They're so throwing it in our fucking faces that they're not doing it. Fuck you, Vince. Toast to Vince Gilligan. Wow. I didn't see that before. Earlier tonight when I first watched the episode. It just occurred to me now as I was reading that. He was saying yellow dog chases the gray cat. Cats and fucking dogs. Suck that damn hose, mano. Suck it. They're hinting stuff with the dogs and cats. Yeah, it's really obvious. Daryl, I know it was really obvious, but I smoke a lot of weed. No, I totally didn't notice that. Totally didn't occur to me till right now. I did not, Daryl. And thank you for noticing that and even mentioning that in the chat. Like, obviously, I noticed it reading the notes, but like you would have mentioned it in a second anyway. So, like, I totally missed that. Totally missed that. It's a trap. Okay, so we get back in the car. He won't start. Yellow dog back talk. Starts the car. He has his learning English tape in the car. Yellow dog chases the gray cat. As he drives the path, he's trying to learn English and get to Carroll. And he drives through towns. He is eventually going to come to the Darien Gap, South Panama into North Colombia. North Colombia into South Panama. So he's getting closer. It's the rain, it's the darkness. He sees the map. We flash into, this was a little cliche. Whatever, it's a little cliche. That we're doing the road trip to the map with like just the point drawn on the map. I would have rather they just avoided the map thing. I get why they were doing that, just to kind of let us know where exactly he was. But you could have done it with a something within the scene. I appreciate the cool montages and stuff like that, but in this moment, maybe I wish they didn't use the map cliche to what Joe would say. Joe would say, yeah, the fucking cliche. They do that in so many fucking road trip things. And you see the fucking map, and map's going, fucking, motherfucker. I've seen that 100,000 times. That's the Joe in my head doing that. I didn't mind it that much, but it's probably one minor piece of, I would have rather them stay on the montage of all the beautiful scenery that we're having instead of cutting that with cutaways to the map. That's hate me. That's my criticism. I'm such a wimp with my criticism. You know what? I got a criticism. I didn't like the map editing thingy. Such a dork. Oh wow. And to Daryl, Daryl's like, fuck, I couldn't be more different than this asshole Phil tonight. Everything he likes, I hate, and everything I liked, he hated. I like the map thing, Phil. It was different. What the fuck? Gary says, crows, wolves, rabbits, bisons, but no cats and no dogs. You don't have to suck the hose to get the gas in your mouth like that, says Samuel. Very Indiana Jones, I like it. So Google Maps don't work, says John A. Baker. Different from this show. Oh, okay. Different from this show. Okay. I get you. I thought you were saying the one part I didn't like, you liked. You're like, oh, Phil, the one part you didn't like, I actually liked. But anyways, Gary's right. Zoinks, the rats got joined. I just feel like, again, I would have rather just see all the awesome scenery that they were getting. As he's getting closer and closer, he's getting better and better at his English. I was spoiled about the comeback on the cul-de-sac looking at the satellite imagery last week. Thisby, I knew that something was seen on the satellite stuff. I saw that in the Reddit group, but I didn't actually click to look at it, so I wasn't spoiled, but I knew something was in town that she wrote or something. So great scenery, but not much else to say other than he's catching fish, learning English, and driving. That's this part of the episode. That's literally, I could just go, yep, great scenery, catching fish, learning English, driving. More music. Pan American Highway, which is a highway that some part of me has always wanted to drive as someone that's gone on a lot of really big road trips. So he's driving down the Pan American Highway until he gets headfirst inside that beautiful gap, and he's driving all through Colombia, and we get kind of a whole visual tour through Colombia. And he gets to a point where he cannot go by car anymore. And again, this is factual of the Darien Gap. You get to a certain point where you can no longer go by car, and you have to either hike through a forest, or there is, what I've read, there's also a beach area that you can go in a boat or hike down the beach. But obviously, for dramatic purposes, the jungle works better. And also, most people that are trying to smuggle things or go through that area in reality can't go on the beach because it's heavily patrolled by the Panamanian police. So people sneak through the arduous nature of the forest, but some people do go down the beach area through the pass and can kind of take a boat ride around it and kind of see the whole area. And a lot of people do that for fun, or not for fun, but for like awesome journeys. Some people do hike through there. There's been some reporters and some other people, just, nature people and hiking people that this is one of those big, hiking paths like the Appalachian Trail or something like that it's a big thing for people and one of the more dangerous, interesting areas to kind of hike through. And as Anna was saying earlier in live chat, she knows some people that have gone through there as well. And it's very, very, very popular area, or not popular, but very well known. And it's an area I never knew anything about until this television show. So the more you learn. I probably did in school, but I forgot. If Manos died, he would have deserved it for stupidity. He should have just taken the ride. The hive mind people just want to help. They just want to have fun. They just want to have fun. Thisby says, I was happy to see Joe last week, but sad how negative he was. Been watching you guys since your OG Walking Dead lives. I was happy to see Joe last week as well, and I'm sure he will be back popping in before the end of the season. I know if he's not here tonight, he's either because he's sick or he is busy. He loves it. He loves coming in and being your wrestling heel, and he appreciates all your hate messages, cards, and letters. But he may or may not be back. We'll see if he's back. I'll touch base with him tomorrow and see what is up, and see if he'll be back next week. But I will make sure I send him the love. And as some people listening to the podcast right now are like, yeah, don't tell him. But I appreciate it. Everyone that has, all the people that left messages and left comments about last week's episode. Yeah, Monty, he sticks to his guns. See, I would have taken the ride from them. I admire his convictions. I probably would have taken the ride too. Cursed them the whole time, but I would have taken the goddamn ride. So he can't bring his car, and he's having a sad moment where he's saying goodbye to his car. And as he's saying goodbye to his car, they all come up to him and they surround him, and they're like, dude, don't go in here. It's dangerous. There's insects and there's bacteria. There's bacteria inside the insects that are going to get inside orifices in your body and destroy you in ways that you cannot possibly imagine. There's nail trees that are going to prick you like a pincushion. There's fauna and flora, and there's poison this and poison that and poison wiffle ball bats that are going to be shoved in parts of your body that you do not want access to. And he's just like, screw you guys. Everything you have is not yours. Everything you have is stolen, and you can't offer me shit. Burn it all. And then he goes full Targaryen on his car, and he burns it. Just to spite them. What a stubborn motherfucker. I love this guy. Oh yeah, venomous snakes too. Don't forget about the venomous snakes. Okay, so he enters the gap. He's deep inside there, and he starts working out what he's going to wish he's going to say to Carol. He's going to say, he wants to tell her he wants to save the world. And yes, in fact, this is the point in my notes where's my camera? No, can I show you? No, I don't want to show you my horrible handwriting, but in fact, I did write in my notes, my name is Inigo Montoya. I want to save the world. Prepare to die. He does start repeating it, and it sounds like the "My name is Inigo Montoya, prepare to die" situation. He is absolutely doing that. He keeps saying it. He keeps saying it as he's making his way through the gap. I mentioned this earlier. The music is happy and victorious. It's a victorious march. You know, as he's traveling through there, he told them to go fuck themselves. He did the smartest thing possible. And this is where he didn't die. But Daryl's right. I think they clearly wanted to show this guy got what he fucking deserved. Because, yes, I understand. Fuck these guys. They've stolen everything. But how do I say this in the nicest way possible? Don't fucking walk when you can get a ride. Don't walk from Paraguay to New Mexico when you can take a plane. You know, don't fuck your nose despite your face, or whatever the hell that shit is called. However that is dictated. We have the one and only Doc Kaiju in the live chat. Doc, great to see you. This is for the new episode. Haven't seen this. Yeah, you better peace out of here, Doc. This is for tonight's episode. Unless you want to know what happens, and there's snakes. Oh, there's lots of snakes in this one. Indiana Jones doesn't like snakes. There's lots of snakes. But, Doc, I appreciate you in here. But what's up, Doc? You don't want to hear about the peculiar bunny peeking from the corners, offering shade onto Carol. I'm going to talk very vaguely for a few seconds while Doc leaves, so I don't spoil anything for him. So Manos is going to pay his hospital bills in full. He is. He's be like, nothing free. No free lunches for me. You hive mind bastards. Would the hive say no if Carol asked the hive to eat dinner with her and it's cooked meat? I think right now they would, Jay. No, if she had asked at any point in time, please come back to me, Zosha probably would have showed up. So I think in that moment, if she had said, and I'm lonely, I want Zosha back now, hung up, she would have showed up for dinner. Yeah, I do think so. Yeah. Why is it always snakes? Sorry, I do a horrible Indiana Jones. And his name is Jonathan something. He never watched Naked and Afraid. That's right, nonfiction. Nonfiction, you crack me up. So here we go. Let's continue here. So he is making his way deeper inside that gap, and he makes fire the next day. Keeps continuing. Everything's going good. He's slicing his way through the jungle, and the way this happens is so beautifully shot and edited together. The sound editing worked perfect. I talked about this earlier. This was a perfect scene coming together for me personally. She's walking. He's doing the walk thing. Bonanza. And then he goes, almost fell into you. Nah, you're bad. And then he goes over there. He goes to walk. Slips on a rock, grabs a hold to something, that disappears, he falls back, right back into it. Bam, right on his back, nails through his back, not nails across a chalkboard. This is more painful though to that even. Gets stuck with these, all I can say is they look like giant nails, like the prickers, but they were giant prickers. And I mean, if you're listening to this, you most likely have seen the episode, and I don't know why I'm describing it like you haven't seen it. But it sticks into his back, and the sound that they make, I don't know if it was like whoosh, like they borrowed some sounds from horror movies or something like that to dive inside my soul and rip out my heart. And I just felt it like on my back. I'm like, because I just wasn't expecting it. I knew something bad was going to happen, but I just wasn't expecting that to happen then. And how quickly it happened in the moment, and then the sound of it all. And then, and then at the count of 3, he rips himself off of it. And the sound of him ripping himself off it was even goddamn worse. Oh my goodness. One of my favorite folks, the amazing Jen Hack, all the way from Australia. fuck. I was just listening to your music in my tent in my backyard in Australia. You effing rock. And the Uncle Bob bit is one hell of an earworm. Thank you so much, Jen Hack. And as I mentioned, if anyone hasn't already, please check out my band. Please check out my band's new song, Two-Piece Trip. Or the song's not Two-Piece Trip. The band's named Two-Piece Trip, and the new song is called Above. If you're watching on YouTube, you can watch the lyric video on YouTube. And if not, you can find it on any musical platform that you can download music. So enough of that nonsense. But thank you, Jen. Making me happy. I appreciate that. And it was a lot of fun to record, and I had a lot of it was a really good time, and I appreciate that you enjoy it and that anyone's enjoying it. So thank you for making me blush, Miss Jen Hack. And thank you, Sonic, and anyone that has checked that out that happens to enjoy it. It looked absolutely money. Like, I wrote in my notes and then I crossed it out. Looks like poison, but was it poison? I'm not sure. Either way, it was painful, poisonous prickers on a perfect, I can't think of another P sound right now. It gets pretty gross in there. Thank you so much. Phil, I have a theory that the whole virus is just a test against humanity. Magnificent. I look forward to hearing more of your theories. Do it. Drop it in there. And I think we've probably broken Daryl and Ledness they're like, dude, where's Joe? We came here tonight to hear Joe shit on this episode. Jen Hack, that is honestly the whole point that I create music for, is so someone can do that. Like, honestly, that's I know no bigger compliment than what you just said in the chat. So thank you so much. Excited. Ooh, I cannot wait for that nonfiction as well. So let's get back into this here. So he slips on the rock. He smashes. He's gross. It's horrible. The night is sultry as he heats up his machete and he cauterizes the holes in his back using a mirror and the hot knife. It was a fucking horror show. And I felt every damn burn. Ledness is like, hell yeah, I did. I love you, Phil, but you know, we need some good healthy Joe hate right now, right? I know. That's why Joe and I are a good team. Next day, he's continuing with the music is rougher now and slower. And the feeling of impending doom is circling. As he's starting to zone out, he's starting to pass out. He's down. Oh no. And I'm starting to lose my voice. It's like, I've been talking. Oh no. He's falling down. He's going and he's going. He's going down. I do talk a lot. I need water every once in a while. So, Ledness says, I'm fine with the show. I just think it needs more characters. I agree. And I think that was one of Tony's things that he was saying about it too. He just needs more characters within this world to care about. Excuse me. After pushing 2 hours talking all by myself without taking a break to listen to Joe yell for 15 minutes at a time, it's difficult here sometimes. Okay, so my subwoofer was throbbing like what he was hearing due to his heartbeat and his infections. 100%. It was real. Like, you could just feel it as he was walking. All the emotion coming through with the sound effects and the music sort of spinning out of control. I just loved it. And yes, keep putting those Cheeches and Chongs in the live chat, and Joe Dirty Locks and Carol's. And thank you to all of our channel members that get our own custom emojis where you can throw Carol in the live chat, or me or Joe or Tony, or even Kim from Better Call Saul, who is a different person than Carol. They're both in there. Or Cheech and Chong, or Polly Walnuts. You do it. Hiking in the wild, taking established trails, perhaps on a boat or ferry, him and his car. He could have stolen a ferry. I would have considered that. If the car was that intrinsically valuable to him, he could have done that. Or he could have said to these fucking assholes, listen, just get me a ferry, take my car to America, and I'm fine. Fuck you. And just hate them the whole time. Also, he has cursed at them a little bit, but none of them have died. So again, I asked the question. A couple people have said, no, Phil, anyone can do this. I'm wondering, is that really the case, or is Carol the only one with this special ability to make these things die? I want to know that. That's the first thing I want her and Manos to talk about. I want her to talk about how she can stop these things by, making them die by yelling at them. Excuse me. Magnificent says, I have not watched this show. I just wanted to say good day and that I love Phil's music. I spend more time on that than YouTube at the moment. Honestly, Jen Hack, that means just as much to me. So thank you so much for jumping on in here and giving that kind of energy. Anytime you want to jump in any live chat and mention that stuff, I fully support you mentioning my music, Jen Hack. Thank you. It was so intense. I don't have a subwoofer, but that makes it even better. I have another theory that the hive mind is like an alien form and the whole virus is just a software update. You could say future invasions. Thisby says, and when the throbbing bass became a whooping of the helicopter, it's a great audio transition. Just some amazing editing in this episode. I see all the fucking lawyers in the world survive. That was a callback to Better Call Saul, Haymaker. The universe is a dangerous place and the virus pacifies man. It's 4:20 somewhere. It almost is. You get 5 more minutes. I can't believe I've gone this whole show without that. It's another thing I can't do as easy without Joe here. Aussie. Oi. Mono hasn't yelled at them like Carol did. Excellent point, Daryl. He hasn't. He kind of did tonight, though, right? Like his whole, you guys are nothing. Like, you have nothing. Was sort of a very negative tone, negative vibe. But I guess he hasn't, like, raged on them. He hasn't gone me in a bad day on people. You know, just screaming. Hasn't Joe ranted. He hasn't screamed something like, like, yeah, like that. Yeah. He hasn't done something like that. Right? Is that true? Is that true? I think it's true. Sorry. What the hell is this? Messages. No, I need messages. No, okay, forget it. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. He hasn't gone up to their faces and screamed at them. No, he hasn't. You're right. Phil, what do you think will happen in the finale, like the finale of the season? I think next episode, Zosha and Carol catch up in the first half. She tells Carol about Manos. She visits Manos in the hospital. They meet and engage and they talk and they start formulating their own plan and they institute some sort of big plan or action in the season finale to cause some disarray and turn or get a bunch of people out of being infected or being in the hive. They pull a bunch of people out of the hive. I think will happen in the season finale. Or they will do something very dangerous, or Manos will go off the rails and like Carol will be a step too far for Carol. But I do think some people come out, more people come out in the season finale. He was rude, but he didn't scream. Yeah, it's true. It's true. You guys are right. Daryl and Gary and someone else said it is correct. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Howard. I mean, we know he's there. There's no reason not to just show him in it too, since he's the one recording that message somewhere. So the next day, he's starting to zone out and he passes out. He whispers Carol's name as the helicopter comes down. The hive comes to rescue him. So we flash back to Carol. It's day 48, many days later, 16 hours, blah, 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 blah. Carol is still listening to music, golfing, breaking windows, listening to 80s metal. Got Judas Priest. She's lighting off more fireworks in a fun, dangerous way, listening to Stars and Stripes, drinking beer, drunk and apathetic. They show a bunch of different colors on her face through the fireworks, but you can see within her face that all of her happiness and her joy for this fucking up and fucking around stuff has all melted away. In the break in time that we haven't seen Carol and we've been with Manos, and in the time that went from the last time we saw her to the time that we've seen her now, it's like that line in the Pink Floyd song, is it Nobody's Home? And nothing is very much fun anymore. And I can't feel one of these days coming home. And I feel strange as a cold blade. Cold as a razor blade, tight as a tourniquet. Is that Nobody Home? No, whatever. It doesn't matter. I saw Pink Floyd song on the wall. And anyways, so she's lighting off the fireworks, and she lights a fire, and she puts out the fire. She grabs the hose and starts spraying off the hose. And she goes to the home improvement store, and I thought she was getting stuff to fix whatever she broke in the fire, whatever she burned up in the fire. But she doesn't. She gets some paint. She starts painting some white lines on the ground, but they don't show what she's painting. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So she looks at this guy. She goes inside, and we hear a car pulling up. And I actually initially thought this was going to be them showing up with Manos to kind of bring them together. But it wasn't. It was Zosha. And she approaches her very slowly but methodically. And she runs to her, and they hug. And it's all cathartic. And they cry. And they pull out, and she wrote, "Please come back," in paint is what she wrote to them in the sky. And the episode ends with another classic song. Every episode is ended with a different classic song done in a foreign version of a classic song. And that's the end of our episode of Pluribus. Now, Manos is picked up by the Hive. He is being brought to Albuquerque, probably as we speak. Zosha is back with Carol and going to inform her pretty much right away that this is happening. And by the end of the next episode, those two characters should be together, and we should be getting to stage 2 of what this show is, which is going to be the two of them together and then seeing what everything happens from this point further. Because I think stage 1 of this show, these first 7 episodes, have been Carol alone, occasionally checking in with this guy and seeing some other people around the world, but setting up this guy as a secondary character, almost like Saul and Mike. You know, like she's the Saul, he's the Mike that's eventually going to get an episode, which is funny. This episode was directed by, it's Greenberg or something, like, forget the guy's name, but he is the same guy that directed 5-0, which is the first Mike episode of Better Call Saul. And this is kind of the first Manos episode of this show. I'm not picking, I'm scratching. But so I do think this episode really started to bring Manos into form as a main character. And I think from this point on in the show, you're probably not going to have as much of Carol alone. And maybe it will start to head in the direction that will be more entertaining for some of the people that are getting a little sick of the repetition. I do think this is the episode that sort of sends things a little bit in another direction, because it's inevitable now that they're coming together. They're both in the same place, and the Hive is back connected with Carol. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when in the next episode Carol and Manos are going to meet, which should be incredible. Yeah, 5-0 was one of my first favorite episodes of Better Call Saul. Let me see what this guy's name is, because I want to give him the full credit, and I wrote it down here. Adam Bernstein. He's directed a bunch of episodes of Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. I believe more episodes of Breaking Bad, but I'm pretty sure he did 5-0 and a couple of other episodes of Better Call Saul. Episode 8 was way better than this episode. Ooh. Episode 8 better be way better than this episode. Number 7 was not my lucky number, says Tarot. Oh my goodness, Jen Hack with a $5 super chat. Don't care if you all watch from or not, but if you don't check out Phil's awesome music video, you should go into the box. We honestly adore Two Piece. Thank you, Jen Hack, for that super chat donation. You are freaking incredible. I appreciate that more than you goddamn know. It's Phil Floyd time. Daryl will make me sad, but I can see that couldn't be a problem. Let's take a couple more comments. Get your comments in. If anyone wants to call on in, now is the time. 781-990-8509. If you want to call in and talk to me, I am turning on the call-in line. Now is the time. Call on in. We're going to be on for another few minutes here to see if we get any calls. But if not, just answer some questions in the chat. And we'll wrap this up tonight and be back next week for our penultimate episode of the season. Unbelievable. Howard should show up and say, "Hello, Carol," and go back and go to black. End of season 1. That could be how the season ends. From his amazing. We've got a phone call. Oh my God. area code. I actually wasn't expecting a phone call. Area code 626. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What's your question and comment? And where are you freaking calling from?
Hey, Phil, it's Jonathan calling from Los Angeles.
Hey, Jonathan. What's
I'm
up,
John
buddy?
Haymaker.
Oh, John Haymaker. How's it going, buddy? I don't think I've ever heard your voice. What's up, buddy?
No, I called in a couple of times on Tony's live streams. I think you were in on it. Maybe not. I don't remember.
I was probably too drunk.
Or high.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on something. I keep hearing people online saying that they could get Carol's stem cells from her frozen eggs.
Yep, I've definitely heard that too.
People talk, yeah.
Yep.
But I was looking it up. It said you can't get stem cells from an unfertilized egg. People told me, well, they can fertilize them, yeah, but then they wouldn't be Carol's stem cells. It would have its own stem cells.
Ah, interesting. So they can't.
I just want to bring up that theory. I didn't hear anybody else talking about it on the chat today.
No, honestly, that's really awesome, dude, because I wouldn't have known that kind of stuff. I'm just not, and I didn't research any of that. So that actually is an awesome piece of information, because everyone in Carol's mother, no, everyone is kind of mentioning that and being like, oh, I figured it out. They're going to go into Carol's stuff because they mentioned that, and they're going to get the stem cells out of that and use that to make an aerosol to turn it into Carol. It's like everyone thinks they're genius. I thought of this. It's an amazing thing. They can use the babies. No, they're not going to use the babies.
Yeah, it wouldn't work, though, because it'd be like its own stem cells. Like your kids don't have the same stem cells as you. Your parents don't have the same stem cells. You have to get it directly from your bone marrow. Yeah,
I did. In my worst Dana Carvey doing Johnny Carson, I did not know that. I did not know that, John Haymaker.
Yes. Stem cells.
Exactly.
Stem cells.
Yes, you are correct, sir. Yes, stem cells.
You are correct, sir.
Yes,
Ed
sir.
McMahon. Yes.
You're awesome, my friend. Thank you for all the support, Haymaker. You're the best, dude.
Yeah. Hey, are you doing anything with Fallout or anything like that?
Nothing yet, but I got to talk to Joe and see if he's watching it. He might want to do something on it.
All right. So it's like next week, I think, the 18th.
Yeah, I might try to do something on that. And if not, definitely Night of the Seven Kingdoms is the next show we're going to be talking about.
For sure. Got to have Dunkin' Egg.
Yeah, absolutely, my friend.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
All right. It was cool talking to you, right?
Always cool to talk to you, Haymaker. Talk to you soon, buddy.
All right. Good night.
Peace. If anyone else wants to call in, the phone number is 781-990-8509. Again, that's 781-990-8509. Jen Hack says we're gonna get a drunk call from down under. We'll see. Don't cost yourself too much money, Jen Hack. But if you want to call in, please do. We'll keep going here if people want to call in. I can't wait for Dunkin' Egg as well. Keep the discussion going. Thank you everyone that's tuned in this far. If you're listening to the audio cast for this far, thank you so much. You guys are the very, very special people. And if you can, go somewhere, go on to Apple Podcasts and give us a little 5-star rating if you can, or wherever you go, or go on to Spotify, or go everywhere you can rate podcasts and tell me how you feel. We want to hear. But thank you so much. Ooh. I think this is. I'm gonna shut up. I'm going to shut up because this is a serious dime, Jen Hack. Welcome to the show, Jen. You take over, my friend.
Holy shit, this worked.
It did. This is amazing. And it must be costing you like $1 billion a minute here.
Not really.
Oh, cool. It's good to talk to you, Jen Hack.
We have better phone plans in America. We're good.
Good. Perfect.
We invented Wi-Fi.
Good. And I'm glad that you are on here, and it's great to talk to you, Jen. And thank you so much for being awesome and checking out my music and encouraging people to listen to it. It means everything to me.
Oh, man, thank you for checking out my son's music.
Oh, your son's band rocks. What's the name of your son's band again? Yeah, they definitely rock. They were very, very fucking cool.
Ooh. That was their first music video, and I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was definitely good. I mean, sometimes it's your son, so it's hard to look at it indiscriminately, but definitely rocks. Definitely a good band.
But yeah, I've got to admit, your music is going through my head at the moment.
Oh, I appreciate that so much, more than you know. And you should check out Pluribus, too. I think you might like it. It's a fun show.
Yeah, I'm having problems with that stupid Apple TV app. So I missed a bit of Severance, and now I'm missing Pluribus.
But eventually you'll have some fun shows to catch up on when they show up in other places, or or you have that moment. But that is fucking perfect, Jen. You are incredible. I'm going to start to wrap things up, but you are awesome. Thank you for calling in, and thank you for drunk dialing me. I cannot thank you enough.
Oh, look, I got my bong in the tent, and I've got my glass of wine, and I just want to say hello. And
I appreciate it. I'm going to toast you a drink right now. Cheers to you. Cheers to you.
I've got a drink in my hand. Thanks to you.
Good. Let me turn my camera on as I toast to you, Jen Hack, and toast to everyone in the live chat as well. You're the best. Please call in again, my friend. I hope you do.
Okay. Take care, mate.
Bye-bye. And that's the wonderful Jen Hack calling all the way from Australia. And thank you to Jen, and thank you to John Haymaker for calling on in. We'll keep it open for a little while longer here. 781-990-8509. Don't be shy if you want to call on in. Ask a question about Pluribus, or pretty much anything goes at this point in time in the show. Guys, did Zosha look pregnant to you? No, but she was wearing baggy clothes. So I don't know. And that's the other question. Would these things procreate in any way, shape, or form? Or because of the nature that they know that they're sort of up against it in a situation where they're going to be dying out at some point in time relatively soon, are they not procreating? What's going on with the children? They might not be able to, people focusing on the fetuses and the embryos. I'm sorry. Fetuses, the embryos, but we're still not completely, we've heard kids, but there's babies around too. Are the babies all in the hive too? There's no babies in that 12, right? They're all adults. So the babies are all part of the hive too? I'm more curious about the pets than the babies. I can leave the babies out, but it is what it is. Debbie says, I'm no scientist. I'm going to add, I'm no scientist to the beginning of everything Debbie says. I'm no scientist, but you don't look like you're pregnant after a few days. We went from 12 days to 48 days at the end of this episode, so it's a 36-day gap. Very good point, Gary, and I think it can easily be ignored, the days passing on the bottom, but certain sections are very important that they're doing that very intentionally to show you how much time has passed between situations. The hive babies are just they all look like Cabbage Patch Kids. Jen Hack, you are amazing, and that was an incredible call. Thank you. Phil, let us know when you get it. Oh my goodness, Pixie. Pixie, all you need to do is you're connected with me on social media. Just send me a private. I'll send you that link immediately. No, I'm kidding. You're intentionally making me blush all night tonight, Pixie. Thank you. She might have. She's like a lone Phil show. I'm gonna put him on tilt. I'm gonna put that long-haired weirdo on tilt tonight. Turn his ass red. Hive babies. But we learned so much tonight. We did. Now, we learned that Pixie's evil in the live chat. No, we learned that, Carol needs people, and she's the happiest people in the whole world because she needs people. No, we learned that, and we kind of knew this before tonight's episode, but it really got reaffirmed and hit home that Carol needs somebody at least. She doesn't need people. She's not a people person. But she needs a person. I really hope Mono doesn't kill Zosha with her knife, but I feel like it's where it's going. I do feel like that's where it's going to, Daryl. I hinted at that earlier, but I do think we're going to get into a situation where Carol is going to be protective of Zosha, and Mono's not going to like that. Mono's not going to like that Carol's keeping Zosha around as her de facto girlfriend. It's not going to end well. Or start well. Maybe it will end well. It's not going to start well. I guess that's a better way of saying it. It's not going to start well. Carol didn't like people before. Exactly. She didn't like people before joining, but she knows, and we learned through tonight's episode, that even though she doesn't like people, she does better and she functions better and feels happier when she has that one person around her. And as someone that is an introverted extrovert, I get that. You need recharging sometimes. And on both ends. And she needed people time. And she also felt like she caused pain to someone that did nothing but show her positivity. And she got some sort of indifferent or non-intentional affection for Zosha because of them picking someone that looks like her character. Someone that internally, that we've already heard that she's thinking, why she's got to be so damn fuckable. Like Joe is yelling about that being useless, but it wasn't useless. It pays direct reference to tonight's episode and the sort of building blocks that connect those sort of things to show why this was so important to Carol. Yes, she was saying fuckable when she was on Sodium Pet, but that's because she feels some sort of intimacy connection with Zosha because she looks like her character and because she's so fuckable. I would take Manos' knife from him at the hospital. Can they do that? Can they steal? Manos is made of much sterner stuff. Daryl, someone in the chat was right. Manos' knife is Chekhov's gun. It's going to be used for something important. I agree with that. Could have been pregnant by hay. The new box got a shocking moments. She's definitely getting used to using the hive mind. She was using them like I use Alexa. Like she was just I got to do it. Come on AI. Tell me, how do I fix my oil heating boiler? How do I do this? How do I blanch potatoes? Just everything. Yes, absolutely. I think that is the newest song title right now. I think you guys are absolutely right. Well, I guess I should start to wrap it up here. You guys, it's me talking all this time. You're probably all sick of hearing me talk. Some of you probably miss Joe, miss the argument, miss the discussion. So hopefully Joe will be back next week because I have a feeling I'll be alone for the season finale on Christmas night. So maybe if not, I will be back next week to do this again. We'll be back 2 more times to do this 2 more times, and we'll break down everything that happens. I cannot wait to see what happens in the next episode. This has been an amazing season so far and has me 1,000% invested. I will miss it. Exactly. I'm going to miss this show when it disappears for 2 years. Keep talking Pink Floyd. I could absolutely keep talking Pink Floyd. My favorite era of Pink Floyd, maybe not my favorite era, but the underrated era is that early era, the Piper at the Gates of Dawn, Syd Barrett era. The early singles like See Emily Play and Apples and Oranges. Not apples and oranges that the Pluribus people would ever pluck because they can't eat them, but the Syd Barrett apples and oranges. And I feel like in some ways that early Syd Barrett Pink Floyd stuff that was being played in the London underground clubs that was frequented by Paul McCartney and John Lennon directly had some influence on Sgt. Pepper and Magical Mysteries Tour's psychedelic vibes that they were doing. So Pink Floyd in some ways influenced the Beatles. And they were in the same studio recording Piper that they were recording Magical Mystery, I believe. Maybe it was Sgt. Pepper. Either way, really cool stuff. And Pink Floyd then developed into one of their influential sort of soundtrack, figuring out their sound period as they developed into metal, which was really the transitional album that helped bring them into the mainstream success that they ended up being. Songs like Echoes was a big, long, epic thing, but also added some sort of catchy elements and refrains. And then songs like Fearless and Seamus with the dog sounds and Saint-Tropez, which is very friendly sounding songs. And then after that, coming out with Dark Side of the Moon, still the song that was on the top charts longer than any other album in history, and just so many goddamn hits on that album. Then Wish You Were Here, which is another banger of an album. Animals, which might be my favorite Pink Floyd album. Then The Wall, which is obviously one of the most infamous and famous albums, isn't one of the most... I like The Wall. It isn't my favorite Pink Floyd album. It's one of the most popular, but it also signified sort of the end of the band. Then we had that one last album, The Final Cut, with the whole band, Rich Wright was gone, so it wasn't the whole band. Which really fucking sucked. I really hated The Final Cut. It's my least favorite Pink Floyd album, even worse than the other 2 albums, minus Roger. Then Pink Floyd got back together for Delicate Sounds of Thunder tour and Momentary Lapse of Reason, which was a great album that was very Pink Floydish, very fun. And then they did one more album, The Division Bell, which was okay. It was okay. And then they did one more album after Rich Wright died, some collection album type of stuff. Then right before Rick Wright died, I said Rich, but it's Rick, I believe. Rick Wright died, Pink Floyd got together for one final time at Live 8, was it? To play a few songs. And we got Pink Floyd together one last time for one last final performance. And that is the very brief, abridged band history of Pink Floyd. Goodbye, blue sky. Shall I buy a new guitar? Shall I drive a more powerful car? Shall I work straight through the night? Dark Side of the Moon is eternal, and it defines life itself. All that you touch, all that you see, all that you buy, beg, borrow, or steal, and all you create and all you destroy, and all that is good. My favorite Pink Floyd lyric of all time has always been the song Dogs, which I'd play right now, but I don't want to get a copyright strike. But my favorite song, one of my favorite songs of Pink Floyd has always been the line in Dogs, "You have to be trusted by the people that you lied to. So when they turn their backs on you, you get a chance to put the knife in." It's such a horrifying lyric. And it's a very, very good one. And then, of course, I'm just stalling right now because my computer is fucking freezing. There we go. And fearlessly the idiot faces the crowd. Have a good night, everybody, or have a good day when you're listening to this, if you're listening to the audio cast. We got 2 more shows, but we'll be doing Pluribus stuff in the off-season as well. I love all you guys, and if you haven't already, make sure you follow this podcast or hit that subscribe button or like this video or like this podcast or comment on it or do whatever. Like, whatever the fucking shit you gotta do, like, do it, because we like talking to as many of you as possible. And by we, of course, I mean my multiple personality. Isn't that right? That's right. That's right. I'm right. Oh my goodness. You guys are beautiful. It was Pink Floyd time. Ian was asking for that. Ian, because you're a long-time member, I figured I'd do a quick Pink Floyd summary. Because I know Pluribus fans were dying for that. You guys are all awesome. Ledness and Daryl especially, who stuck with us tonight all night, even though they weren't really feeling this episode. And I know some of you listening to the podcast were hoping, like I said, Joe was here to shit on this tonight. And he's somewhere. No, Joe is somewhere, sitting somewhere, being angry, thinking of all of you. I love you guys. I'll be back next week. Peace.